Welcome everyone to my latest video review. This is on the Zeo Lightning figures. These figures have actually been around for a little bit last year. So yeah, let's get started here. So these are the boxes. I'm going to start off with the boxes and we'll go from there. Let me see if I can find the others. That's red, gold. So let me just zoom out a little bit so I can show you the boxes properly. That's gold, red, or I can zoom in a little bit, I think. Yeah, there we go. And Blue Rangers box. So they pretty much are the standard Lightning figure boxes where you have the depiction of the Ranger's helmet on the right and on the side here as well you have the helmet that's kind of like folded in. And honestly, I love that. It makes for a great display, especially if you're keeping your figures in the boxes. And they also incorporated the Ranger's color into the box design, which looks really cool. So blue Zeo has like blue going all around, and red has red, and Gold Ranger has like a dark yellow, orange kind of like thing going around. So they look really cool, and they have a nice display of all three figures. And one thing that kind of bugged me about Zeo Blue, the figure already came with a silver outline around his visor, and I assume that was like a error that maybe even the box also depicted blue that way. But when you go to the back of the box, it's actually depicted in a white outline. So that kind of bugged me. So it's like, okay, so you guys know he's supposed to have a white outline, yet he came with a silver outline, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. Go. So let's get started with Tommy. I'm going to show you the Tommy head. That is if it focuses in. This camera is so weird. Like sometimes it focuses by itself. Like there we go. That's what the Tommy head looks like. Does it look like Tommy? Maybe a little bit, but it looks more like his brother David Trueheart. Reason being is they gave him a receding hairline, which he does not have, and also these unnecessary wrinkles underneath his eyes, and also like what's going on with his forehead here. He doesn't have like a boxed forehead, and also his face looks slightly bloated. I would say this is one of the worst Tommy heads we've had. We've had like other Tommy heads that look pretty decent, but they at least got the hair correct, because in Zeo he had his hair the longest out of all the seasons. That's Tommy, and I'll show you the Red Ranger figure with the Zeo red helmet. Sometimes getting these human heads off is also not that fun. Takes a little bit. That's what the figure looks like with the Zeo red helmet. I'll go up close so you can see. So as you can tell, the Zeo red helmet has the correct outline, which is the white outline. As for accessories, he came with his Zeo sword. This is what it looks like. Honestly, with my Power Ranger figures, I need all their weapons, like their side weapons and their signature weapons. Because without their weapons, they just aren't complete, and that's what Legacy skipped out on, and the figures were incomplete. So let me show you guys the Ranger figure holding the weapon. That's what he looks like. One thing I liked about the Zeo figures, or not just Zeo, like Lightning figures in general, is that they made the handle of the weapons thin, so it's easy to put it on the Ranger's hands compared to like Legacy, because for Legacy some weapons had really like thick handles, so getting that on the actual Ranger's hands were kind of like a chore. And for articulation, you can move the arms side to side, like so. Like my Zeo Red's arm is very stiff, and you can move it down. Sorry about that, my hands are covering, and you can move it up, down. It has like 360 movement. The glove you can also move like so. The chest you can expand with the arms like this, or close it up. The chest you can go forward, back, and side to side like so. Even the head you can move it all around. Legs up, down, knee, and then move it all around. And also the shoe also had a little bit of articulation. So that's pretty much it. They have a lot of articulation. I guess they wanted to make sure that you could do every single move from the TV show. It's the Zeo Red Ranger, and Blue Ranger and Red came with these accessories. So the Zeo sword here, unfortunately mine is slightly bent, and the gun from Zeo. And the effect piece that he came with is this one here. So it's depicted in the back of his box. This is to be used with his Zeo gun. And all three Rangers came with these the same hands. It's kind of like a fist. And next I'll show you Rocky. Rocky was the one that most fans were angry about, because how the human head looked nothing like Rocky. Let me see if it will zoom in. I'll see manually if it will let me zoom in. Let's see. There we go. So there you go. So the main problem with this head is, again, it's bloated. Like Rocky's head did not look so misshapen like this one. Also, the eyes, nose, and lips, that does not look like Rocky. Only thing they got right is Rocky's hairstyle, but that's about it. It's like they just got a generic guy with short hair and just went like, okay, yeah, close enough, let's make that Rocky. Fans were very displeased with the Rocky head. And let me show you the figure with the Zeo Blue helmet. That's what he looks like. I'm happy they at least got the shape of the triangle correctly. Sorry, it kind of like zoomed out on me. Let me see if I can zoom in again. I guess when I took the Blue Ranger out, there we go, it assumed I wanted to focus in on the background. So at least they got the shape of the triangle correct. But of course they managed to screw up the white outlining. They did the same thing for Dino Thunder Red Ranger, which I'll show in a later review. So that's what it looks like. And unfortunately, Zeo Blue did not come with his Tonfas. The Tonfas were shown in a blueprint, but it didn't make it past the blueprint. And this is why, let me actually, let me see if I can put it back. This is why I believe Hasbro should have followed Bandai's approach of releasing the figures where they released 2 teams in 2 waves, so at least it was easier to complete versus random figures because of the inconsistencies. Because now we have Blue Ranger with silver outlines around his visor, and Red Ranger in a later wave which has white outlines, and a weapon, like signature weapon, that Blue did not come with. Like all these inconsistencies could have been like skipped if they were consistently released Rangers from the same team. So that's my little like 2 cents on the matter there. And next, oh yeah, and the accessories that he came with this effect piece. He also came with 2 of these hands here. Oops, sorry. Same fist, like hand, like Red. And yeah, so that's basically it for weapons. And yeah, he came with the basic weapons, the gun and the sword. So this is the Gold Ranger figure. This one is my favorite. They made him look very show accurate. Let me see, it's not zooming in. Oh, come on. For the best head, it's not like zooming in. Like, what is this? I really want to show you guys Trey. Pretty sure you guys have seen him in multiple video reviews, but in mine, I want to show it to you guys. There we go, finally. This is my favorite Zeo head so far. He looks exactly like Trey to me, and they did an amazing job. Honestly, they got him spot on. And the overall Gold Ranger looks amazing as well, because we finally got a Gold Ranger. Well, in a collector's line, we did get Super Legends Gold Ranger, which is actually really cool. But this one also looks really nice because of the metallic armor. I really love it. As opposed to the Bandai's gold, which I don't even call gold because it doesn't even look gold to me. And for the accessories that he came with, let me actually swap out the head so I can show you guys. The accessories that he came with were his staff, and also came with 2 of the same hands. So this is what the Gold Ranger helmet looks like. It looks alright. I just feel like there isn't enough gold outlining on the helmet, because the visor kind of like blends in with the helmet that you can't see it properly. That's the Gold Ranger figure. They did an amazing job on the paint and the details. And I'll show you guys with this weapon. So he has his staff, which is opened up here. Show you guys what he looks like holding his weapon. And he also came with this effect piece right here. So there you have it, the 3 Zeo Rangers together. And I also want to show you guys the Zeo figures compared with the Legacy figures. Let me actually move all this out. Let me zoom out because it does take up a lot of space here. There we go. Here's red and red. And let me see, I had the other figures around here. And of course, while I'm doing the review, I'm unable to find them. Oh, right here. Blue and blue. And gold and gold. As you can see, the Legacy figures do tower the Lightning figures because they do have a lot of height there. And of course, the Lightning figures look a lot more detailed and so much more better than the Legacy figures. So let me point out some differences that I did notice, especially the visors are quite different from the Lightning figures. So Red Ranger's visor, this one here, let me bring up the Lightning figure as well so we can show you a close-up. So the Lightning figure, the ends of the star are shorter, and the inside is actually fatter, if that makes any sense. While the Legacy figure, the star is a little bit thinner, but the sides are stretched out to the helmet, which honestly I prefer this helmet way better than the Lightning helmet because I believe this is more show accurate than what we got in the Lightning figure. So that's the Red Ranger. But definitely Lightning wins over Legacy because of all the many details and having the real gold versus the weird cheese gold, as fans call it. And here's Zeo Blue, the Lightning, and the Legacy. One thing I didn't like about the Legacy, I noticed right away when I bought this figure, is that they stretched the triangle downward instead of by side to side, because they got the shape of the triangle wrong, but the Lightning figure got it correct, except they colored it incorrectly. That's blue, and last I'll show you gold. So in this lightning figure, let me see if it's gonna zoom in. This is what I mean about selective. It randomly zooms in and sometimes it doesn't. So the gold lines around the visor of the legacy figure is more pronounced, but the lines of the visor like are thinner than this gold ranger. Sorry, let me just move his staff there. So I'm not too sure which one's more show accurate. I feel like it's the legacy figure, but I could be wrong. Like it could maybe be the lightning figure. Yeah, so there are differences in the helmet. And the legacy figures are very bulky, while the lightning figures look more humanoid. They look like the real Rangers. But the real Rangers, the armor did not look this crazy unless they had like a battleizer on them. So that's my review and comparison to the legacy figures to for the Zeo Lightning Rangers. As far as availability goes, I know Blue. I've seen him around quite a bit. You will be able to easily snag him for retail price, but Gold and Zeo Red aren't as available anymore, and you might have to pay a little bit to get him. But I say this. I try to say this in every review. Like, always hit up the retailers such as Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Hasbro Pulse first, and then if you cannot find them and if you find that it's always out of stock or pre-order or whatever the case may be, then hit up eBay as your last resort or Amazon. I say that because those three retailers that I mentioned, they sell it to you at reasonable retail prices, while places like eBay, now even Amazon, I've noticed they jack up the prices. Like I was on Amazon this morning because I still need a Green Ranger for my Money Morphin Lightning collection, and they were asking for like $50, and that's US, not even Canadian. So and I'm like, okay, that's just ridiculous because that's like double the price there. But then again, I understand because there is demand for that figure, so I guess they're trying to make a quick buck from it. But yeah, so that is my review there. And yeah, so I must say this review really took it out of me. I had the worst luck. It took me like 6 or 5 tries. Like the first 2 tries, I had sound issues. The next two, like I had people interrupt me while I was doing it, and then the next two, like the program shut down, and then I don't know. I had so much issues with this review. I never had to do a review so many times like I did with this one. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed my review, please leave please comment, like, and subscribe. It truly does help. And thank you so much for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, and more lightning reviews coming up.